Welcome back. A deadly police shooting in downtown LA. Now, tensions are high near Skid Row. KTLA5 Steve Cooge is downtown for us, joining us live now with the details on all this. Hey, Steve.
Good evening, Courtney. The name of the man officers killed has not been released yet, but just hours after the shooting, groups already gathering in Pershing Square to protest in downtown Los Angeles. There's several dozen people here at this time. Now, a witness recorded the violent fight between the suspect, a homeless man, and police. We have it to show you, but we must warn you, you may find this disturbing. 5 gunshots and a violent fight between several LAPD officers and a robbery suspect.
And they just came out with a gun. They shot him 5 times.
The man died. Before the shooting, before the fatal fight, police received an emergency call about someone being robbed in their tent near Skid Row. Officers arrived at the scene around 12 Sunday afternoon. They found the suspect, a man believed to be homeless. Soon a fist fight started. You can hear the sound of a taser, but LAPD says it didn't work on the man. Some said the man may have put his hands on an officer's gun while they were wrestling around on the ground, leading to the shooting. You can hear someone yell what sounds like gun.
It's going to be a long investigation, and we will, get to the bottom of it.
Many locals were outraged.
The police never think about shooting in the leg, shooting in the hip, and they always shoot to kill.
Some say the confrontation could have ended without death.
That wasn't fair that this man passed away because of some negligence, because of the police officers, because of excessive force. And they didn't know how to handle the situation. He has a lot of mental issues. There's 98% of the people down here has mental issues. And there's not enough people with the politicians and stuff like that to help these people. It's like a melting pot for everybody that needs help.
And what that woman said right there certainly touches on a much larger issue. Skid Row and the area surrounding it frequently is the site of violent acts, much of it from homeless people and the mentally ill who occupy that area. And as you heard right there, Rick and Courtney, many people say not enough is being done to solve this problem.
But first, breaking new details as crews attempt to clean up the 9-mile-wide oil spill off the coast of Santa Barbara County. Good evening, I'm Micah Ullman. The owner of that broken pipeline says more than 100,000 gallons of crude oil spilled yesterday before it was capped. KTLA's Steve Cooge is live at Refugio State Beach near Santa Barbara tonight. Steve.
Micah, we went down to some of the hardest hit areas to get a look at the cleanup. What we saw wasn't pretty. The once beautiful coastline has now been polluted with this stuff. Thick, black, sticky oil. It's everywhere. Crews are out in the ocean trying to suck it all out of the water. However, the longer they take trying to get rid of this stuff, the more fish and wildlife that are going to be hurt.
This is a disaster. It's a worst nightmare scenario.
The ocean water off the coast of Santa Barbara is no longer safe to swim or fish. A massive oil spill has blackened the shore and some of the wildlife. These photos from Laura Cooper show a bird entirely covered in what appears to be a thick, dark crude oil. Oil exposure can be deadly.
Time is of the essence.
Officials estimate the size of the spill at 105,000 gallons. That's enough crude oil to fill a dozen large tanker trucks. The oil slick now covers more than 9 miles. According to officials, the oil came from a pipeline located on land in Santa Barbara that's owned by a Houston, Texas company called Plains All-American Pipeline. A section of their pipeline broke open Tuesday afternoon and dumped tens of thousands of gallons of oil onto the ground. That river of oil ran down into a storm drain that emptied into the ocean. Some say the cleanup is overwhelming. Bucket after bucket filled with oil sludge. For these volunteers, it seems like a never-ending task because with each wave that washes in, more crude comes in with it.
It just takes boots on the ground, and we got to take care of our beaches because this is our stuff.
A spokesman from Plains All-American says their pipeline was regularly inspected from the air by airplanes. They do admit, though, their inspections and monitoring equipment didn't detect any problems before the spill.
We're sorry that this accidental release has happened, and we are bringing in all the resources at our disposal to respond.
Authorities are investigating what caused this oil pipeline to rupture, though. At this time, they don't have an answer. With the cleanup just beginning, it's also too early to know when Refugio State Beach will reopen. However, Micah, it's likely going to be a couple of weeks from now.
Steve, is there any indication at this point as to how long that burst pipe was spewing oil before they capped it?
Well, this is something officials are looking into, and they don't have an exact time currently. However, it may not have been spewing oil for all that long. I'm told that this pipeline, it's a 24-inch pipeline. It can carry a maximum amount of 6.3 million gallons of oil a day. So it's easy to see that this leak, this spill, could have been far worse than it was. Micah?
Steve Kuj in Goleta tonight. Thank you. It was a Valentine's Day surprise for a Fullerton family. They were kayaking near Santa Barbara, and an unexpected guest climbed aboard.
That's right, a baby sea lion hitched a ride, making it, of course, an afternoon that they'll never forget. Steve Kuj talked to the family about their adventure, and he's live in Fullerton with their story. Hi, Steve.
Well, sure, Micah, this was an incredibly rare and bizarre event. A young sea lion catching a ride with a family kayaking. Why? Well, one theory is it was Valentine's Day, and just perhaps, maybe this pup was looking for a little love. A calm, beautiful, sunny day on the ocean waters of Santa Barbara. There's paddling, kayaking, and hitchhiking?
At first, it felt like he was pushing the kayak. We felt him back there, and he felt like he was pushing the kayak. Next thing you know, I could tell that he had climbed aboard.
And I looked back there, and there he was.
A young sea lion looking to socialize plopped up next to Rodney Gist and two of his kids, Ledger and Lily. The family from Fullerton was startled at first by their unexpected little wet passenger.
It's a wild animal, so we're a little bit interested to see how he was going to behave, but he did really good. He started nuzzling up to me, being really sweet, so I could tell that he was kind of playful like a dog.
Beachgoers got a splash out of the baby sea lion's playful attitude. Cecil, as they named him, drew quite a crowd.
That is so awesome, man.
It looked like the seal was actually kissing the back of your head. Did your wife have any problems with that?
Yeah, she was probably more nervous about it than caring about it so much.
Maybe he just was tired of swimming. Maybe he was wanting to interact with people. Maybe he just wanted to snuggle.
Whatever Cecil the Sea Lion wanted to do, this is how the Gists got to spend their Valentine's Day. Ending up with a Valentine the whole family will always remember.
I don't think we're ever going to forget that.
It's a good thing we have this on video, because I don't think if you told your friends, they'd believe you.
No, I don't think so either.
So many people in Santa Barbara started gathering near to catch a glimpse of Cecil the Sea Lion. The Gist family tells me he got a bit spooked and eventually decided he was better off headed back into the ocean and being with another group of sea lions. But the family says it was certainly fun while it lasted. Micah, Cher, I'll send it back to you.
He seemed pretty comfortable.
He was just enjoying himself like a dog almost, right? Like their
Wow,
pet.
I haven't seen that before. Steve, thanks.